I'm going to return to an area of a hike I did east of Las Vegas, about 16 miles east of Las Vegas, to some moenkopi virgin limestone that has fossils in it, and I want to return to the fossils where I have more time to do just that instead of going up on top. Like here, I went up on top at night, and here the sun is just starting to break. And this is all moenkopi, but these are the red beds. This is the limestone that's interlaced. It's the virgin member limestone thaynes member that's interfingered with it. So I'm going to go through these pictures, there's no way to go through them in the right order. See, there's before the sun came up, but there's the red beds interfingered with the limestone, and the fossils in question are all in there and down the hill. Here's where the area is geologically. It's right there, Permian Triassic extinction, right at it, just barely after it, right in here, about 247 million years ago. Here's an email that he replied to my pictures. And he said it could be naticopsis. So anyways, I'll go past that. His name is Ben. I'm not going to say his full name like name dropping, but he's the expert, no doubt about it. And I had mentioned in the email to him that that one of the fossils, the shell looks intact. Do you know what it is? It's virgin member limestone right after the Great Dying. But it doesn't look like a fossil. It looks like an intact shell. So that was the issue. Well, it turned out that's what it was. That I'm going to try to get to that. Now, he sent this picture that it's a snail. The one picture is a snail, a gastropod. Okay, now let's look at this one. I ran into this. It's a cyclothem. Very important term that I didn't know about it, but the person spotted that, for instance, during the moenkopi, that you would have water levels that would rise, go back down a little bit, up and down, and so you have limestone interlaced with red beds and tidal flats and stuff like that. So this here is a general view, not of the exact spot that I'm hiking, but see, it's the same thing. See the water is coming up, the water's coming up, there's the water at its peak, and there it's going down. That's what it is. So now the water is starting to come up, erosion's taking place, and then terrestrial sedimentation, coal forming swamp, the water's getting higher, and you have swamps. Remember, this cyclothem takes place over tens of thousands of years, not a few weeks. And then now you're near shore and the water skyrockets up, and then see over here, there you've got your limestone. See, these are the solid limestone beds. And here you have some tidal flats right in there and some limestone beds, and there's some more there. Now it's going down. Now you've got a mix, and maybe it squeezes out one more limestone bed there, and then coal, clay, and the water goes down. But I didn't know there was such a term, cyclothem. But the main thing, notice this limestone that's interfingered. That is a hike across the road, but it shows the bivalves that were in there. That's a different rock at a different location. Okay, now there's the fossil in question. Okay, now these here are likely what are called CLARIA. Okay, but this one is the gastropod, the snail, this one here. Now I'm going to show that closer up. But the important thing about this location is that these are the mollusks that were barely starting to inhabit things right after the Great Dying. That's the importance of these fossils. And of this one, the importance is that the fossil, it doesn't fossilize. It doesn't fossilize. It's the actual shell, 250 million years old. So let's keep going. Now there's the close-up of it. See there? That's the actual shell. It's not fossilized. It's the actual shell itself. And this particular species, um, let's see if I get this right, NERITIMOPHA, NERITIMOPHA. It is known as the shell that doesn't dissolute. There's no dissolution of it. In other words, it doesn't fossilize. So to me, that's kind of a turn on. So that's why I want to go back up there, because he mentioned that, oh boy, it's too bad that it's blown away. It's if you could find another specimen that's more intact, that would be very important. So of course I'm going to go back up there and try to find one that's intact. But that's what that is. That's a shell that's not fossilized. This one here just shows the interfingering. See, the thaynes group is the virgin limestone, different interlacings of it. Sinbad, virgin formation, Schnab Cab. How they came up with that, I don't know. Why did they do that? Somebody explain that to me. Now, the moenkopi group, this is all moenkopi, but this over here represents the reddish red bed. See, upper red, middle red, lower red. Okay. And there, here again, for the area of the hike and the fossils are the Kaibab Permian limestone, that is deep water limestone, that the water level dropped, it went away, and you had tidal flats and the red beds. But then the great dying was occurring, and so the water level came back up in the moenkopi, and so you've got limestone intermixed in here in this moenkopi. Now, the one shell you were looking at, the big one that was laying down, you're kind of looking at the stomach of it, is like that one. Not this one, but that one. And I think I just showed that. But the hiking, the shells are right here, right in there. Not up here. I mean right there, right at the great dying and after it. Now there's what the red beds and the virgin limestone look like when they're more flat as compared to tilted up so steeply. So this is right across the road. Another hike, a great hike, Pinto Valley. But that's virgin limestone up there on top. And notice how it's interlaced in with the red beds. So the water wasn't super deep. Okay, now we're up at the area of the fossils that I'm going back to. Notice how the red beds are interlaced with the layers of the limestone. So this is like sandy limestone up here, dirt, in other words, dirty limestone, good limestone, and red beds, good limestone here. And then right here in this corner of the picture, that's the Permian Kaibab limestone. See, there it is. See how that is? Because I'm going to include a video that I'm pointing the camera up and it shows these layers that are just like the chart. That's the thing. That's what interests me about it is it's just like the damn chart. So the chart isn't some theory, it's how it looks. Let me see if I could go back to that chart. Yeah, this one. See there? When you see those charts, that is how it looks. That's how it looks. Okay, so I'm going to stop this one, and then I'm going to put in the videos, the actual videos. Bunch of fossils in this one. There's for scale. See, there's your red beds. And there's the Permian Kaibab limestone. There's the red beds. Now I pan up to the virgin limestone. There now. Now see there? You see up there? It looks just like that damn chart. Yeah, anyway, turned me on. Now see, I came across this in my research, and it says right up there that it has no internal dissolution of its shell walls. Now that's big. It means that shell doesn't fossilize for some reason. And there it is. That's not my picture. That's from a museum. But see, that shell, 250 million years old, from the Triassic, late Triassic, right after the Great Dying, is not fossilized. It's the actual shell after 250 million years. I demand some excitement.